Hello everyone, this is Agent Ross and welcome back to the channel. In this episode, we are going to fix one of the most common third-person camera problems, camera clipping through walls. Right now, our orbit camera always moves to its desired position. But if there is a wall between the player and the camera just goes straight through it. Today, we are going to solve this cleanly using ECS. We are not going to hack this inside the orbit system. Instead, we will create a dedicated camera collision system. That system will adjust the camera rig distance before orbit camera system runs. Now let's go ahead and create a new file under components folder. We are going to call this file camera collision.js and it's going to import the component. This component will store camera collision settings. Next we are going to type export class camera collision extend component. Inside the constructor we are going to set radius 0.3, padding 0.15, min distance 0.6, smooth 20. And now we're going to call super. So the radius represents the thickness of the camera. We are simulating a small sphere around the camera. Padding ensures we don't sit exactly inside the wall. Min distance prevents the camera from collapsing into the player. Smooth controls how fast the camera reacts. Next we are going to say this.radius. It's going to be radius. This.padding equals padding. This.min distance equals min distance. This.smooth equals smooth. And finally, we're going to say this.current distance. And we're going to set this to null. And that's going to be runtime smoothing. So current distance is runtime data. We store it here so we can smoothly interpolate camera distance over time. Again, no logic here, just configuration and state. Let's go ahead and save this file. Next, we are going to create camera collision system. Under the systems folder, we are going to create a new file and we will call this file camera collision system.js. This file is going to import three system, query, camera rig, camera follow, camera collision, transform, static body, and collider AB. So we need the camera rig for yaw, pitch, and distance, camera follow for offsets, camera collision for settings, transform for world position, static and collider AB for world geometry. And we will be raycasting only against static colliders. Next, we are going to say export class camera collision system. It will be extending system. We are going to type the constructor and call the super. And inside here, we're going to set this.origin equals new 3.vector3. Next, we will say this.direction equals new 3.vector3. And next we will say this.box min, and that's also going to be new 3 vector 3. And finally we need this.box max, and that will also be vector 3. So I'm creating reusable vector 3 objects. This avoids creating garbage every frame, and that's important for performance. Next we are going to call the update. We'll pass the world and delta time. So update runs once per frame. Inside this update, we are going to do four things. We are going to compute desired camera position, raycast to that position, clamp distance if needed, and then smooth the result. So for that, we're going to say constant cameras, and we are going to query entities with, and we will need world, camera rig, camera follow, and camera collision. So that means we only operate on entities that have all three: camera rig, camera follow, and camera collision. This is classic ECS filtering. Next, we are going to query statics. We'll say equals query.entities with. And for this, we need world, static body, transform, and collider AB. So what we will do here, we will raycast only against static world geometry. We do not include dynamic bodies. And this prevents camera hitting the player or moving probes. Next, we are going to call the for loop. It's going to be for constant E of cameras. Just want to point out, even though we only have one camera now, we are writing this generically. So inside this for loop, we're going to say constant rig. It's going to be equals world.getComponent. We'll pass the E and camera rig. Next, we'll say constant follow equals world.getComponent, and it will have camera follow. And then we'll say constant collision equals world.getComponent. We'll pass the E and camera collision. And finally, we're going to say constant target transform. And for these, we will say world.getComponent rig.target and transform. If it's not target transform, we are going to continue. So the rig stores yaw, pitch, and distance. Follow stores look at height and offsets. Collision stores collision settings. Rig.target points to the player entity. Next, we are going to add the target look at point. So let's make a comment here. We're going to say target look at point. And under here, we're going to say constant target x, target transform.x, constant target y equals target transform.y plus follow look at height. And then constant target z equals target transform.z. And finally, we're going to say this.origin.set. And we're going to set this to target x, target y, and target z. So what that means is we raycast from the look at point, not from the player's feed. This gives better third-person behavior. Next, we are going to compute the desired camera position. And let's make a comment here. We're going to say desired camera position, and it's going to be same met as orbit camera system. And this is the code for that. So we're going to set the cosine pitch, sine pitch, cosine yaw, sine yaw, and then we say desired distance equals rig.distance, and then we set the desired x, y, and z. This is the exact same math used in orbit camera system. We duplicate the math here because we need to know where the camera wants to be. Next, we will build the ray. For that, we will say this.direction.set, and we will set desired x minus target x, desired y minus target y, desired z minus target z. And now we'll say constant ray length. It's going to be equals to this.direction.length. If ray length is less than something like 0.001, we'll continue. Otherwise, we will say this.direction.normalize. So we now create a ray from target to desired camera. If anything interacts this ray, we will clamp the camera distance. And right under here, we're going to say let closest hit equals ray length. And after here, we're going to make a comment and say ray versus expanded AABBs. And under here, we're going to say for constant s of statics, we'll say constant st equals world dot get component. We'll pass s and transform. Constant box equals world dot get component. We'll pass collider AB. And now we'll say this dot box min dot set. And we will set this to st.x minus box.halfx minus collision.radius. Same thing we're going to do for y and z. st.y minus box.halfy minus collision.radius. st.z minus box.halfz minus collision.radius. After this, we're going to set the box max. So it's going to be same as this one. Let's copy that. And instead of minus, it's going to be plus. Next, we will say let t min. It's going to be equals minus infinity. And let t max, it will be equals to infinity. After that, we're going to say for constant axis of, let's say, x, y, and z. And inside this for loop, we're going to say constant o equals this dot origin. Then we'll pass the axis. Constant d equals this dot direction. Constant min equals this dot box min. Constant max equals this dot box max. And the next we're going to say if math.abs, we'll pass the d less than 1e8 if o less than min or o is greater than max. We'll set t min equals infinity, and then we'll say break. And right under here, we'll say else constant invd equals 1 divided by d. Let t1 equals min minus o times invd. So invd means inverse direction. And now we'll say let t2 equals max minus o times inverse direction. If t1 is greater than t2, we'll say T1, T2, and then equals T2, T1. And right after here, we'll say tmin equals mat.max, and we'll pass the tmin and T1. And after that, we'll say tmax. It's going to be equal mat.min, and we will pass the tmax and T2. And after that, we can say if tmin greater than tmax, we'll say tmin equals infinity, and then we'll say break. And looks like I'm missing a symbol here. So we'll do that, and we will move this inside here. And right after here, we will say if tmin greater or equals 0 and tmin less than closest hit, we'll say closest hit equals tmin. All right, now let me explain all this. So for each static box, we expand the AB slightly by the camera radius. This simulates a sphere cast. Then we perform a slab-based ray versus AB test. If we hit something closer than our desired distance, we record that hit distance. Next, we are going to add the clamp and smoothing. Let's make a comment here. We're going to say clamp distance if obstructed. And under here, we'll say let target distance equals desired distance. If closest hit less than ray length, we'll say target distance equals clamp. And we'll say closest hit minus collision dot padding. And we'll say collision dot mean distance. And finally, we will pass the desired distance. And after this if statement, we'll go ahead and create another if statement. We'll say if collision dot current distance truly null. And we'll say collision dot current distance equals desired distance. And now we'll say constant t equals 1 minus mat dot exponential. And inside this function, we're going to say minus collision dot smooth times delta time. And now we'll say collision dot current distance, and that's going to be plus equals target distance minus collision dot current distance times t. And under here, we're going to say rig dot collision distance equals collision dot current distance. And let me explain this. So if something blocks the view, we pull the camera forward, we subtract padding so we don't sit inside the wall, then we smooth the change. Finally, and this is important, we do not move the Three.js camera here. We only override the rig distance. Orbit camera system will handle the position. Let's go ahead and save this file, and then we're gonna make some changes to Orbit camera system. Inside the Orbit camera system, instead of saying distance equals rig.distance, we're gonna say distance equals rig.collision distance and question marks rig.distance. So this line pretty much says if collision system provided a safe distance, use that. Otherwise, use the normal distance. And at the bottom of the loop, what we're gonna say rig.collision distance, and we're gonna set this to null. So we reset the override so next frame can recompute. This keeps system cleanly separated. I want to explain something important. You might notice the underscore collision distance isn't declared in camera rig, and that's intentional. It's a temporary runtime override written by camera collision system and consumed by Orbit camera system. It's not a configuration data, it's not serialized, it only exists during the frame. So we attach it dynamically and clear it after use. This keeps our component clean and focused. Next, we are going to head over to main.js and we are going to import camera collision system. And if we scroll down, we are going to insert this before Orbit camera system. We'll say world.add system new camera collision system. The reason we do this is because camera collision must run after player movement and world collisions, but before Orbit camera positioning. System order matters in ECS. One thing I noticed, I forgot to add the clamp function inside camera collision system. So right under here, we'll say function clamp, and we'll pass the v, min, and max. And then we'll say return mat.max, and we'll pass the min, mat.min. And inside here, we'll say max and v. And let's go ahead and save this. And looks like it's not working. So let's check our camera collision system. We have probably done some typos here. So let's go have a look. And if we scroll down, as you can see, we set box min twice. So this one actually needs to be box max. Since I copy pasted this one, I forgot to change this name. And then if we scroll further down, in here I say if 0 less than min. So this actually should be O instead of 0. And let's go ahead and save again. And I think I also forgot to add the camera collision to camera entity. So let's go to the camera factory. Inside here, let's import camera collision. And after creating the camera entity, we're going to say world.add component. We'll pass the camera entity and new camera collision. Now let's go ahead and test it. I'm going to make the screen bigger. So we're going to go forward. And if I pan the camera, it's going to automatically zoom in and then automatically zoom out. And it's no longer going under the ground. Next, let's go ahead and test it with the stairs. So I'll park the player right under the stairs. And if I move the camera to right, it should zoom in. And if I move the camera to left, it should zoom out. And that's it for this episode. We now have a fully functional third-person camera collision system. The camera no longer clips through walls, it smoothly pulls forward when obstructed, and most importantly, we implemented it the right way. We didn't hack it inside the Orbit system. We didn't directly move the Three.js camera from multiple places. Instead, we created a dedicated camera collision system that adjusts the camera rig's distance. Then the Orbit camera system remains responsible for positioning. That separation is what keeps our ECS clean, scalable, and production ready. This is exactly the kind of architecture discipline that will matter later when we introduce multiplayer. Because once we start networking, clean system boundaries are the difference between manageable complexity and total chaos. In the next episode, we are going to polish the camera even further. We will implement shoulder swapping, a spring arm style smoothing improvement, and preventing the camera from going underground. We are going to make this camera feel like something you would ship in a real game. After that, we will start building the foundation system we need for RPG mechanics and eventually multiplayer, including an event system and fixed time step simulation. So if you are enjoying building a real ECS engine from scratch, make sure you are subscribed, and I'll see you in the next episode. I'm Agent Russ. See you next time.